Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today I'm going to be doing the review for the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Stryfe, and it's from the X-Men Jubilee wave. As you can see from the sticker on the front of the box, it says only at Toys R Us. That's because it is a Toys R Us exclusive, so if you're not in the US, the only way that you can get this right now is somewhere like eBay. So as for the packaging, it is the standard Infinite Series packaging with the X on the top and the Wolverine logo on the side there, and then on the back we have a larger image of Stryfe himself, and then here we have a bio. There you go, you can go ahead and read that if you don't know who Stryfe is. It's an okay bio, it could do with being a bit fleshed out. They have all this space here, so for a lot of people just seeing this on the shelf, if they don't read the comics they won't know who it is. It's not a mainstream character, so they really, I think that it would have been best to utilise this space and put a bit of a bigger bio in there. Down here we have the rest of the wave, so you have to get everyone in the wave except for Wolverine to pick up your Jubilee Build-A-Figure. So that's it for the box, let's get this thing open. So the first thing that this figure comes with are the Build-A-Figure parts, so we get these two little magic bits here, which I'm pretty sure are reused. But they are really cool. They got some nice glitter in there, and then we also get the Jubilee head sculpt, which is very nice. There we go. So for a full review of Jubilee, check out my channel once I have done the reviews for everything in this wave. And here is Stryfe himself out of packaging, and this is an absolutely fantastic figure, but it has one major flaw, and that is the sword. So I've never actually seen Stryfe in the books myself. I've just pretty much just know who the character is and some general storylines that have been adapted around him, and that's pretty much it. So I did a bit of research just to see if the figure was accurate and this, that and the other, and look into the weapon, because I thought, oh, that's strange, so he comes with a bronze kind of looking sword, so let's have a look and see if that's right from the books. And it is like so far from right, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, Baron Zemo's sword is more accurate than this thing. I like the hilt on it. I mean, as you can see, it looks like a little short sword for the size of the character, because he is a bit of a bigger Marvel Legends character, but I'll just put him to one side real quick. Basically, it has some nice detail here on the hilt. I'll hold it this way up actually, because that's the way it is. There we go. So it has some nice detail there. I have no problem whatsoever with the hilt. Apart from the fact that the guard area could be a lot bigger, I guess, but it's the blade I have a problem with. Now, in a lot of books, the hilt is actually this bronze colour, but they should have moulded this in, well, the silver that he is, and then painted this bronze colour on here, because, or at least they could have, painted this. It just looks ridiculous. Now, in the comics, he has this really big, long sword. The actual blade itself is nice and broad. It's super sharp. This thing's rounded, and it just seems really ridiculous. And you might be thinking, well, swords generally are rounded on toys these days, but Baron Zemo's has a really nice kind of chamfered edge on the end there that brings it to more of a point than this does, and it's just really, really nice. And this thing, it's just ridiculous. I mean, this thing should be twice as long. Yeah. This thing should be about twice as long, twice as wide. It should have silver blade, and I guess a nice wash or something in the hilt would take it that extra step further, but it is very, very disappointing. Now, I don't really care about displaying him with this thing. If he did come with an accurate sword and it was really big and it was really nice, just like I've seen in all the pictures of the artwork that I've been looking up recently, then that would be so incredible and it would just be so damn awesome on display. But this thing is puny, and it really does not do a character that looks this badass justice. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So, sword aside, let's take a look at some of the close-up details. So, first of all, let's take a look at the head, and what that says to me, if you just ignore the side bits and everything, that just says, like, King Wolverine or something like that right there. If you ask me, that it just looks exactly like Wolverine. And, he's got the 3 spikes here, and he's got the 3 spikes here, and these 3 blades here, I mean, there'll be a lot of references to Wolverine there, I guess, but it has nothing to do with Wolverine, obviously. It's just kind of strange that they've done that. And when I saw promo shots, I actually thought, I wonder if they've actually used like a Wolverine head sculpt or something to get that done, but they haven't. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect them to use it for it either, you know, just cutting everything else off and just using that, but it's just what that reminds me of. But the rest of it does look really awesome. It's got these awesome bits in the back here and everything. It's just so damn cool. And then this whole section is just kind of like stuck onto the body mold kind of thing, and then the cape is attached to the back right here. So the way that this is done, I don't know if this is a reused cape. If it is, I'm guessing it would be some kind of like a classic Thor kind of cape. It's got a very nice texture to it. It's a bit of a harder plastic, and I mean it's pliable enough, but you can't bend it a lot really. Moving on with the waist piece here, this is a loose waist piece that you can't take off. It's not like a lot of the belts where they have a little clip on them. You cannot take this thing off. And then down here, these boots don't break your figure. It looks like it has a boot cut, but as far as I know, it does not. But don't try and break it and keep doing it until it does, because I'm not sure if it does. But it has very nice marbleization of the plastic down here on the knee pads, and then on these sections on the shins and on the feet. That looks really, really cool. But there's no marbleization throughout the rest of him, so you don't have to worry about like having a super marbled up helmet or anything like that. It's not on the rest of the figure. Apart from the hands might be, but I'm not too sure. But let's just get a close-up look of those hands. Look very, very nice right there, especially these ones where you can see the opened up fingers. Lots and lots of molded in detail there. Very, very nice. As for any shading or anything, he really does not need it, because he is just supposed to be a really, really shiny armored dude, so he's, you know, you don't need to worry about too much shading and whatnot in the costume. There's enough molded in detail here to keep your eyes busy, so it looks very, very nice. As for the articulation then, the head goes up and down, hindered a little bit I guess by the armor and by the helmet here, and then he moves left and right, and he's got a bit of side to side. The shoulders go out this much, and then not a full 360. You can still make his arm go up if you move it across like that, but it won't just go normally up and down all the way. You have a swivel at the bicep, you have a double jointed elbow. This wrist guard here moves separately, and that is supposed to be on the outside, but you have a wrist swivel, and then the wrists also go in and out, which is nice. He has an ab crunch which goes a little bit back. I say a little bit, it's one click, but it's actually quite a lot. And then all the way forward too. That's an amazing ab crunch. And then we have the waist here, which this is very pliable and flexible, so as you can see it just moves out the way. And then at the legs, they move out this much. They go all the way forward and they go a little bit back. We have a swivel up here at the thigh, double jointed knee, like I said. Not too sure if there's a boot cut, I don't think so. Don't try and break it in case there isn't. And then it goes up and down at the foot down here, and he has ankle pivot, and he also has peg holes. Now it's not hard to get into stand, but obviously with the cape being here, like it's not on his shoulders, it's just attached to the back kind of thing there. It does make him back heavy. It's long, so it will touch the ground and catch him, which is very good. But obviously you don't want it to look like that on display, so it is easy to get him to stand up straight, but just be warned, it is a little bit back heavy. So as for a size comparison, here he is next to Magneto. So as you can see, Magneto is standard 6-inch figure for Marvel Legends, and I'll bring in something else here just in case you don't have anything from this wave to compare. Here is Marvel Now Cap. So you can see that this figure is a very, very good size. Very large figure, absolutely incredible. So this is the clone of Cable, and obviously at the moment there's Cable and the X-Force, and then there's a separate X-Force book. So I mean, you know, Cable's a big guy at the moment in Marvel Now, and obviously he had his costume revamped as well in Marvel Now, so who knows, we may get a Marvel Now Cable sooner rather than later, but really, really awesome, so that we can put him next to this guy. And yeah, I really do think that they need to get onto that and get through some of those Marvel Now characters as soon as possible. So that's it for the review, guys. He is a complete unique mold. Even if the sword is a bit crappy, you can probably find one off like a 7-inch figure or something that'll probably suit him quite well. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't need it to look awesome. He looks really, really cool. You need him to build your Jubilee builder figure, so if you like Jubilee, then you're going to have to buy this anyway. Although, if you just buy the builder figure part, I mean, being a small figure, they're probably not going to cost very much anyway. But for a lot of X-Men fans out there, I definitely do think that this is a must-have for your collection. And if you want to find the links to the rest of the wave, they will be in the description as and when those videos are uploaded. If you go ahead and subscribe to me, you'll be notified for all future Marvel Legends videos. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's Homerino123. That's where I share pictures of my collection and whatnot. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the rest of the wave, and I will see you next time.